We are now less than a month away from the LCS lock-in tournament, which is really, really crazy to say, but I personally am so excited. We had a very, very interesting, crazy, hectic, long, especially because of TSM offseason, and now we're finally past that. We can now start, getting scrim leaks and thinking ahead to how teams are going to be, how good teams are going to be during lock-in, during spring split, during summer split, by the time Worlds comes, all this different stuff going on. But again, even though at the end of the day, lock-in is ultimately a meaningless tournament, there's still $150,000 on the line for first place, which, that's not nothing, but it is also everyone's first chance to see a lot of new faces, a lot of new players, a lot of new teams, a lot of new rosters. And overall, that's very, very fun and exciting. I think lock-in was a major success last year. And also keep in mind that Cloud9 won the lock-in tournament and then also went on to win the spring split. So in some ways, maybe the lock-in tournament has some, predictive capabilities, at least about strength early on in the season, which I don't think is that far of a stretch. So we're going to be going all over the lock-in news and info that we have so far in today's video. Definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy it. I would appreciate that a ton. And subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. We're trying to hit 10,000 by the end of the year. We're getting close. I think we're at 9,889 or 92 or something like that. We're almost at 9,900, so hey, click that button real quick. That'd be awesome. With that being said, let's get right into this. So I actually did a little write-up of all this over at iamgerm.net. Hey, still not officially launched yet, but you guys can go check it out now. I post about, a couple articles a week. I'm definitely trying to get more help with other people writing articles to be able to consistently put out content and stuff. But this is kind of, I think in 2022, this might be my next big project. But hey, if you want to get my thoughts and opinions in written form on LCS Lock-in, go check it out over there. But the info we did get, this was yesterday at the time that I'm recording this, December 15th. And at this time, I was on a business trip. I was in New Mexico. That's why I got this Albuquerque, New Mexico shirt. I just got back, just landed, got home, sat down to record. So that's why, we're like a day late, but it's okay. They posted the lock-in draft results. Now, I don't think they streamed this or had a video about this or anything, which I think would have been cool, but whatever. We got the lock-in draft results, and here are the groups. We have two groups. If you don't know about the lock-in tournament, two groups, 5 teams in each group, single round robin in each group. Everyone in Group A plays everyone in Group A. Everyone in Group B plays everyone in Group B. Top 4 teams from each group advance to, I believe, a single elimination best of 5 bracket. So, it's going to be an 8-team bracket. Only one team's getting knocked out in Group A and B. So at the end of the day, the groups aren't that important, but you want to get a decent seed. It's only going to make things easier, during the elimination stage and everything. But it's kind of cool. We get to see pretty much just a bunch of teams playing against a bunch of teams. At minimum, you're playing against 4 other LCS teams in the preseason, but most teams are at least going to get to play against 5. This is also an opportunity for some of those lower tier teams to get a best of 5 under their belt, which they don't always get. And then for the higher tier teams, they get to, play a couple of best of 5. They get to play a lot of games early on in the season, which is, a gripe that a lot of Western fans and Western teams have and stuff. So lock-in's cool in that way. But here are the groups. And how this worked is that 100 Thieves was placed in one group, and TL was placed in one group because they are the summer finalists from 2021. So, starting out in 2022, that's where they go. And then they drafted teams to each side. So 100 Thieves had 8 teams available, everyone except for 100 Thieves and TL, and they decided to send EG over into Group B. And Papa Smithy actually tweeted about this. He said that this was because they think out of all the other teams left that EG is the best team, especially early on. He says, at least headed into the lock-in tournament, he thinks EG is going to be the best team. Now, some people agree with that, some people don't. I tend to agree with that, or at least think it's not a bad decision. I think it's fine to send EG over. And Papa Smithy says we are incentivized to send who we actually think is the best team over there, because Group A teams are going to be scrimming against Group B teams. You're not scrimming leading up to the tournament. You're not scrimming against teams in your own group, because that wouldn't make much sense. Those are the guys you're going to be preparing to play against. So he's like, if we think EG's good, we want to have them as a scrim partner. We want to send them over to the other side, and then we don't have to play them, so we can have an easier time winning our group. So some people were like, hey, why didn't you pick Cloud9? Why didn't you pick TSM? There's some reasons there, potentially. Maybe they just think EG's better, which I think is fine. EG kind of has a loaded roster. Do they have some question marks? Yes. JoJo Pune, big question mark. Is Danny going to be as good as he was last year? Big question mark. But then Impact, Inspired, Vulcan, EG is a damn good team. And then Cloud9, who TL sent over Cloud9, meaning that between Cloud9 and TSM, TL thinks Cloud9 is going to be stronger headed in the lock-in tournament. Cloud9 has a lot of questions. One, Fudge isn't even with the team in Korea, but then also Fudge mid is a big question mark. Berserker, maybe you could say he's a question mark. Some people aren't totally sold on him. And then Winsome and Isles in the bot lane, that's a giant question mark. And then, as far as TSM goes, there's a rumor, or I don't know if it was Parth or Spica, somebody said that TSM hasn't even decided if they're going to send their full starting lineup back to the lock-in tournament yet or not, or if they think it'd be more beneficial to stay in Korea, keep scrimming, and have their academy team play. So there's a ton of questions. I wouldn't read too much into any of this. I know some people are like, oh, Group A stacked and Group B sucks. It's like, first of all, there's only 5 good teams in the LCS. So one group was going to get 3, the other group was going to get 2. Maybe you think Group A is stacked if you think Golden Guardians is better than Immortals, but Immortals just got Power of Evil. They got Xerxes. Yeah, maybe Golden Guardians better, maybe Immortals better. Either way, there was no way the groups were going to be perfectly even or perfectly balanced. But anyway, TL sends Cloud9 over. 100 Thieves sends EG over. EG then sends TSM over. That makes tons of sense. That's, the last of the 5 teams. Cloud9, out of the bottom 5 teams, decides to send Immortals over to Group B. TSM, I believe it's then their choice. TSM sends CLG over. CLG sends Golden Guardians over. And then CLG sends FlyQuest over, and then Dignitas was the last pick of this draft. Just kind of giving you guys an idea of how this draft works, who picked who. The top 2 teams were already slotted in, and then from there, the teams decided that EG was the best team, and they decided Dignitas was the worst team, and then everything in between. So we're going to have a ton of banger matchups. I'll do a full predictions video for not only how I think the group stage is going to go, but how the bracket stage is going to go, but it's not going to be in this video. I still need more time to think. I am still jet lagged. I got to, get to that point. But some banger best of 1 games are going to go down. We'll get to see who is better between TSM and Cloud9, at least in a single best of 1. We'll get to see, is 100 Thieves, really a title contender or a lock-in title contender. We'll get to see, can Golden Guardians actually hang with some of these bigger teams? Golden Guardians are going to get to play against 3 of the top teams in the LCS. That'll be awesome for them. And then over on side B, we'll get to see TL Super Team matched up against, 3 kind of scrub teams, younger, more teams with question marks and holes and stuff. But then also TL against EG. That's going to be a banger matchup. That's going to really put JoJo, Pew, and Danny, a lot of these guys to the test, but also put TL to the test. Are you guys a super team? How much time does the super team need to hit the ground running? We're going to find out. But again, this thing does kick off on January 14th. So this is less than a month away. Single round robin, best of 1s between all these teams to then feed into an 8-team bracket where you get matched up against teams from the other side. So, no teams in Group A will be matching up in the first round in a best of 5. No teams in Group B. You'll be going against the others. So, we'll get to see a lot of mix and matchup. I think the LCS Lock-In Tournament was a huge success last year. Viewership was great. It was fun. It was exciting. Again, Cloud9, we got a Cloud9 TL best of 5, and then Cloud9 ends up going on to win the championship. I think it's going to be really, really fun once again, especially after such a crazy offseason. And one of the questions I get from this whole thing is, when the heck is the LEC making a preseason tournament? Because I believe they're the last major region to not have a preseason tournament at this point, and I really feel like they're missing out because I feel like these are a pretty good idea. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Tell me drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about the LCS lock-in, format, groups, matchups? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions, anything you have to say. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.